All right, so today is 7/4, and we are going to be showing different ways to make the same amount of money. So one thing I want to go over before we get to making it two different ways is knowing what we can trade in for a bigger coin or a coin worth more money. So I wanted to look at some of our coins and think about it. I'm going to throw out some coins here, and you guys are going to think about this as I start trading things in. I know that we talked about, just really quickly before, having less change in our pocket. So I'm throwing out some pennies. And this is one way I could represent 5 cents. If I wanted to trade 5 cents in for one coin, think about what coin I could trade those in for. If you said a nickel, you're right. So I could trade in 5 coins for one coin. That gives me 2 different ways to make 5 cents. Let's say I have this amount of money. That's 2 nickels and 3 pennies. Let's count those up. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 cents there. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and trade those 2 nickels in for one coin. What coin would I trade those 2 nickels in for? All right, if you said a dime, you are correct. That gives me 2 different ways to make 13 cents. All right. If I have three dimes and one nickel, 3 dimes and 1 nickel, what is one coin that I could use to eliminate a couple of these? If you said a quarter, you're correct. I could get rid of 10, 20, 25. So 3 coins could get put away, and I'd only have 2. I wouldn't be so noisy when I'm walking down the hall with my jingling coins in my pocket, right? All right. So what we'll do is we are going to make 2 different collections of coins that represent the same amount of money. So let's start with, this amount. So first I need to go ahead and I need to count this. And I'm going to use my marker. You guys can use paper and pencil if you don't have a marker or a board, or you can just go ahead and watch, and then whenever it's time to practice in your workbooks, you guys can do this. So this is 25, 35, 36, 37, 38. This is 38 cents. So I need to make 38 cents down here, way number 2. And I am already thinking of ways that I could either break this up into more coins, or I could break this up into more coins. And the first thought that comes to mind is I could use 2 nickels instead of a dime. So I am going to go ahead and put 2 nickels down here instead of that dime. I still will need 3 pennies. Pennies are tough. You usually can't come up with another way to use those unless there's a ton of them. And then I still would need a quarter. Or I could break that quarter up into something else. I could say, 2 dimes and a nickel, if I can find one of my nickels. There we go. So let me scoot these down a little. And then let's just double check our work. So we start with a dime. That's 10, 20, 25. That gives me that quarter. 30, 35. So there's my 2 that represent that dime. 36, 37, 38. Did that give me 38 cents also? Yeah, so there are 2 different ways to create 38 cents. There's actually more than that, but we only need to be able to show 2 different ways. So we're going to do one more practice, and then I'm going to set you guys free so you can practice on your own. All right. Clean off my board. And if you don't have coins at home, because I know you probably don't have practice coins, you might have real coins, but if you don't, then you can go ahead and draw them. I'll draw them this time to show you. All right, so way number 1, I am going to represent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. I have 2 quarters, 3 nickels, and a penny. All right, so let's go ahead and write the amounts underneath. Quarter is 25, and 2 quarters is 50. And then we have a nickel, so I start counting by 5s now. 55, another nickel, 60, another nickel, 65, and then a penny, 66 cents. So this is 66 cents. I need to create that in way number 2. So for way number 2, I'm going to break apart that quarter. How can I break apart the quarter? I can think of 3 coins that make 25 cents. That's a dime, and a nickel. I could do the same thing for this quarter. A dime, and a nickel. And then I have 1, 2, 3 nickels, which is 15 cents. I could use a dime and a nickel. And finally, a penny. I'm going to put this in order, though. I don't like how I have 2 dimes, a nickel, 2 dimes, nickel, a dime, and a nickel. So I'm going to put that in order from greatest to least. Dime. I'm going to cross them off as I use them. Dime, lots of dimes. Dime. And then we can start on our nickels. Nickel, 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 and finally penny. So I'm going to erase that top part, and now let's count them and make sure we're right. So dimes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That gives me 50 cents right there. Now I'm switching over to 5. So 55, 60, 65, and then we have a penny, so that's 66. I should have 66 cents here. Let me put that up a little so you can see that. Sorry, I'll hide this. 66 cents here and then 66 cents there. Did we make it 2 different ways? Absolutely. All right, great job. What I want you to do is I want you to practice this, and then we will talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. All right, thanks.